Um, Greetings and welcome to this particular session. My name is Chinedu Chukwu, and I want to use this opportunity to share with us this topic, the Malaria Bulletin section, so that we will understand what it's all about and how it looks like. So, in order to continue, I will start with the outline. The outline here is looking at introduction, sessions of the bulletin, that's the NMDR bulletin, how it functions, so that we all be on the same page um, with any other person that's basically the stakeholders. Now, looking at the introduction, the National Malaria Data Repository, that's a bulletin, is an automated system that reports the monthly activity on the NMDR. The bulletin represents the salient changes that occurred in a month and the preceding month. It displays important graphs and charts to highlight this salient data. The bulletin is comprised of data from the NMDR with visualization of data which would report on malaria on a monthly basis. Now, to go further, as part of introduction, what you are seeing here right now is how the bulletin looks like. When you hear malaria bulletin, this is actually the sample of the malaria bulletin. So the only thing there is automated. You received it via email, and by the time you receive it via email, this is exactly what you are going to see. So it has this section. One of the sessions, or the sessions here, as you are seeing on the screen, is the general information section. We have the prevention and solution section. We have the case management, the surveillance, morbidity and mortality sections. All these things will be explained in details in subsequent slides. However, but what you need to understand here is that when you hear malaria bulletin, this is how it appears. Especially currently, these are the data elements or the indicators we have already created, but it's subject to editing and review or changes based on feedback we receive from the stakeholders. So you are part of the stakeholders. When this thing comes to you and you provide feedback to us, we look at it and also tweak and make some little changes or editing as the case may be. Now, looking at the sessions of the NMDR bulletin, like I mentioned earlier, we have the general information section. This is very simple. What this is trying to explain to us is, if you look at the contents or what makes up the general information section, you will see the population of the country. Remember, this bulletin is looking at the 36 states plus 1. So the population of the country, which is gotten from the National Population Commission, NPC, but at least we are using population of 2018 estimates. However, there is also a healthcare facility and also diagnosed malaria cases. These last two that I just mentioned actually are generated from the NMDR. Now, we have the prevention section. Prevention section is more of looking at in line with malaria cases. So we have the proportion of LLIN given at ANC clinic. We have proportion of LLIN given at clinic, that is for states. Now we have also things like confirmed malaria cases, just to play around them to look and analyze to know the prevention, how has it been working, and is malaria confirmed cases dropping or is increasing, just to guide us in the area of prevention. Now, under case management, we equally have the testing, fever testing rate, the fever case itself, also have other charts. We also have ACT, you've seen ACT treatment proportion. and total confirmed cases. This is just an analysis. Some are absolute number, some are also in proportion. Just for you to look at also within the period of review to make some a little bit analysis to determine what is happening within that period of review and also a particular state as the case may be. Then when we go through the surveillance session, we put up elements like health facility demographic ownership, which is when we say ownership, we're looking at the public or private. Then we also looked at the facility demographic level, which is the level of care, primary, secondary, tertiary. It's just to tell you that these are the numbers that we have. So when you hear the total number of health facilities in Nigeria, it's actually categorized by primary, secondary, and tertiary across the country. Then it also gives us a reporting rate and consistency when it comes to reporting by ownership. We also see reporting rate, consistency when it comes to level of care. These are information are generated from the NMDR. Remember, NMDR is different from the bulletin. The NMDR is one that was presented, I know, in the past by my past presenters, and also when we did appreciation at the day one. Those ones are called when you did the data entry. Those platform which is under the DHIS is created from the DHIS or designed on the DHIS building blocks, is called the NMDR. The bulletin is actually looking at a different application that fetches data from the NMDR. So when you hear bulletin and hear NMDR, well, both of them works together. But just note that the bulletin fetches data from the NMDR. Then part of the section also is looking at the morbidity and mortality section. Now here, in understanding this, is just to look at some of the malaria prevalence in country and by states, and possibly also we added things like malaria prevalence, looking at microscopy only, just to have a look on how these things relate and how they are working together. Now, when you looked at how it functions, very simple. You just to tell that NMDR, like I've already mentioned earlier, the NMDR fetches the data value of the indicators and data elements from the NMDR. Remember, this is called NMDR bulletin. Remember, don't not forget, NMDR bulletin fetches data from the NMDR. Don't get it twisted. However, when you look at this bulletin where it fetches, it requires charts. The needed charts are fetched from the NMDR using a specific API. So all these things are linked, it's automated. So what we need as you upload your data, it generates this data and automatically your chart begins to grow. And if you look at some of the examples we have presented, the demo we have done, when you look through the dashboard, you notice that even as at last month, the data has started coming in on the dashboard of NMDR. So when you look at that, is the data that are coming from the grassroots, from the LGF, from the health facilities, during this data period. That's what this is trying to tell, that is an automated system using the API. Now, the function also calculates the percentage changes between the data of the current month and that of the previous month. So it depends on what we put in there. If you want to calculate annually, if you want to calculate, but currently we are doing monthly analysis. So comparison as well. So the NMDR fetches all these things because it's already been programmed, scripted, and to generate this thing in the order that we want it to be. Lastly, the NMDR bulletin send emails to stakeholders at a scheduled intervals. What that means is based on when we agree as approved by the NMDR project steering committee, if we say we should be sending stakeholders emails on monthly basis, so it shall be programmed. And what that means is that by when it gets to that particular day and time, stakeholders as email generated in the mailing list will be receive emails, alerts, or something like malaria bulletin. You will see it flash on your computer, your email inbox. So it starts receiving that alert. It's not left for you as a stakeholder to click on it and begin to read through. And where you have one or two questions, clarity, things you need to get more better, understand more better. Yes, when you can now begin to go in detail by logging in or by making a call to anybody you have their contact in NMEP precisely, so they can provide you more details if need be. But what is important as a manager and also as a decision maker, as a stakeholder, malaria stakeholder, what is important here is when you get this bulletin, please look through it and play around it. Look at it where things are not working well in your state. And as a decision maker, you can call the attention of your team in the state and say, please, this is what you received, and this is what we are getting. Look at some state performance. Why is our state performance not doing like this? If your state is doing well, you can give them a credit. Tell them, thank them, your team, for doing well as a decision maker. This is the essence of this bulletin coming, showing some of these details on performances in terms of within the period of our review. So having said that, I will hopefully put it to us as we are watching this video. In case if you have any question and answer, kindly put them together, write it down, maybe share with us. We will attend to you right now, but with one we cannot be able to attend, what we'll do is we'll put it at parking lot and respond to you and others later, because your question is helpful to you and also to other participants who will be watching this video. So we'll have a comment section. What we will need you to do is just to type in those questions on the comment section. Somebody in the team will review them and provide the necessary answers as it's required. So please take this question and answer session very important, and please begin to jot down what you want to ask us based on this particular presentation. So I want to say thank you very much for listening, and we hope to get your feedback, our response, and also active participation in making sure the bulletin remain functional and effective to every stakeholder and the country at large. So thank you very much and have a nice day.